like to introduce Henry Tirri. Henry is Nokia's Chief Technology Officer, and I'm delighted that he's made time to come over here tonight to introduce Elon Musk for us. He is responsible for setting Nokia's technology agenda both now and in the future to enable business development opportunities. He joined Nokia in 2004 and was named to the Nokia leadership team in 2011. Henry is quite modest, but is the author and co-author of more than 175 papers on various fields from computer science, social sciences, and statistics, and holds 5 patents. This is one very smart and intelligent man. Let me introduce you to Henry Tirri.
Hyvää iltaa, hyvät naiset ja herrat. This roughly translates good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Given the breadth and success of the next visionaries' accomplishments, I should probably start this with the phrase, "This is a man who needs no introduction." This was the end of the first version of this introduction. The most successful individuals and corporations in Silicon Valley spot trends early and capitalize on them. However, the truly inspirational create their own. I now have the privilege of introducing someone who has transformed several facets of industry in a way thought quite impossible just a few years ago. Elon Musk left his native South Africa in the early 90s to pursue physics degree from the University of Pennsylvania and a business degree from Wharton. While completing his studies, it became clear that there were 3 passions which would ultimately drive his stellar career: internet, clean energy, and space exploration. Internet ventures like Zip2 and X.com in the late 90s provided the springboard to more capital-intensive industries later on. X.com actually grew up not far from here on University Avenue, but you probably know it better as PayPal. This would be impressive enough, but we really just are getting started. After trying to buy a Russian ICBM for conversion to space travel in 2002, he formed Space Exploration Technologies on SpaceX, where he's currently the CEO and chief designer. Actually, incidentally, how do you go about buying an ICBM? As a Finn, I find this very interesting. Yes. SpaceX with USAF and NASA contracts recently made headlines that we all know when their Dragon spacecraft became the first commercial vehicle in history to attach to the International Space Station. And even more importantly, returning safely to Earth just a few seconds ago. The only other entities to achieve anything like this before now have been US, Russian, and Chinese space programs. SpaceX aims to reduce the cost of space travel and enable wider exploration, recognizing the importance of humanity becoming a multi-planet species. I've read Elon himself admitting that sooner or later we must expand life beyond this green and blue ball or go extinct. When we recall the setbacks and adversity SpaceX overcame, like a series of launch failures and severe financial pressure, it's interesting to consider Elon's role models. When I was discussing this yesterday, he lists a selection of scientists, of course, like Einstein, Edison, no surprise, Tesla, and Darwin, but also one history's most noted leaders through extreme adversity, Winston Churchill. In 2003, Elon established Tesla Motors, where he's currently CEO and a product architect, with the firm belief that the future of the automobile is electric. Once you've driven the Tesla Roadster, it's very hard to argue. No, it's a good point. Later this week, Tesla will deliver the first 10 of their stunning Model S cars to customers. Very timely thing. If you power your Tesla car with solar energy for the ultimate eco boost, you might utilize an installation from SolarCity, the leading provider of residential solar power in California. I think it's no coincidence that Elon Musk finds the time to be chairman of SolarCity, a company devoted to clean energy. However, what impresses and really touches me that even the short time we talk together on a deeper level, I clearly see that these pioneering organizations are not being driven purely by profit. Elon is a catalyst for change, and the businesses are a vehicle to support the catalyst. The changes, of course, are to accelerate the adoption of renewable energy and the absolute goal of humankind becoming a multi-planet species. Refreshingly, Elon believes that not only it is commercially viable to carry out that work in the US, but it can also be done competitively, something which we all have, struggled lately. In between being a titan of a multi-industry landscape, Elon is also a chairman of the Musk Foundation, a non-profit focused on education, child health, and clean energy. The Musk Foundation recently donated solar power solution to those who have needed it most, like Japan's tsunami victims last year and areas affected by Hurricane Katrina the year before. He's also a trustee of the X Prize Foundation and sits on the board of the Stanford Engineering Advisory Council. Of course, this type of a monumental impact seldom goes unrecognized. Research and Development magazine awarded him the Innovator of the Year, and the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics awarded him the greatest contribution to the field of space transportation. In 2008, Musk was named one of the 75 most influential people of the 21st century by Esquire magazine, and in addition received the Aviation Week Laureate Award. He has received the Von Braun Trophy for the National Space Society, and in 2010 was the youngest recipient of the Auto Executive of the Year Innovator Award. Most recently, he was named to the Time 100 for 2010. So all this leaves me to wonder why he was never chosen to do those Dos Equis beer commercials. So, ladies and gentlemen, the other most interesting man in the world, Elon Musk.
Wow, these introductions have been fantastic. I mean, wow, and it's an honor to share the stage with fellow recipients. I'd like to start off by thanking the teams at SpaceX and Tesla. People have worked incredibly hard to dock with the space station, to make the Model S and all that, and it's really this award is theirs really, and I'd like to actually thank my assistant who's right there, trying to who I think works harder than I do. So yeah, so I think thank you very much. I should clarify one point with respect to extinction. I don't think we're about to become extinct, in case anybody was wondering what my opinion on that is. So I think we should attempt to become a multi-planet species, but it's emphasis on multi, So, and I think that's one of the greatest adventures that humanity could attempt to do. I think it would make for a really exciting and inspiring future. And it would have the benefit of backing up the biosphere, planetary redundancy, that kind of thing. Yeah, and then with Tesla, obviously, we're trying to make electric cars appealing, which I think is pretty important. In fact, at the end of this week, we'll be delivering our first production cars of the Model S. So, yeah. It's kind of an intense week, actually. Well, I don't want to. I mean, that was such a great introduction. I think there's not much more that I could add. Just thank you very much for the award. I really appreciate it.
this concludes the formal part of the proceedings. I think now we have dinner and the opportunity to mingle some more. So please, one last time, I think we should recognise the 4 outstanding honorees of this year's Visionary Awards.